This man Eugene Sandow is the father of bodybuilding, the very first bodybuilder, and he was born in 1967. The interesting part here is actually Eugene is obviously a natural guy because the use of compounds and steroids had not come around on the scene at that time. Jawad Karim is the co-founder of YouTube and an internet entrepreneur who worked at PayPal. The first video on YouTube was actually uploaded by him.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
The Electro robot was built in the 1930s. He could walk by voice command, speak about 700 words, smoke cigarettes, blow up balloons, and move his head and arms.
In Canada, do you remember that? All right, let's see if you do. Count them on your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Well, that's absolutely correct.
Well, he's almost human.
If he wasn't so big, I'd take him for an engineer.
All right, now, Electro, I know you enjoy these, and I'm really going to try to give you a nice pleasure out of these. So here you are. You got that? Now hold on to it. You may now smoke this cigarette. Go on. Oh, yes, Electro, you do need a light, too, don't you? All right, here you are.
Kerstin Kiki Higginson is a Swedish model and beauty queen who was the winner of the first Miss World beauty pageant in 1951.
Sur la scène du Lycéum de Londres, 25 parmi les plus belles filles du monde se sont affrontées dans un tournoi au finish où les seules armes admises étaient la finesse d'un tour de taille ou le galbe d'une jambe. Le titre en jeu n'était rien moins que celui de Miss Univers, doté d'1 million de prix. Les couleurs françaises étaient vaillamment défendues par mademoiselle Jacqueline Lemoine, dont le moins qu'on puisse dire est qu'elle connaissait bien les règles du jeu. Finalement, le jury se décidait, après un arbitrage passionné, à attribuer le titre à Miss Kiki Hackenson, mannequin de son état et suédoise de naissance. Belles équipes, belle phase de jeu et beaux résultats.
This is the first ever filmed boxing match. From Edison and Company. It is interesting to see the styles which they are fighting as well as the costumes they're wearing. Leonard is wearing some white shorts which appear to be way too small and too tight, so that's not exactly an image you'll want to be looking at. A recording by a Frenchman Edouard Leon Scott de Martinville of a woman singing "Au clair de la lune" was discovered. It was recorded date back to 1860.
th 1903, news came clattering across the world's wire machines that two brothers from Dayton in Ohio had flown a curious-looking air machine over the beach at Kitty Hawk in North Carolina for more than a minute. And if anyone was skeptical about the claim, these pictures were to prove it was true. For several years at the turn of the century, dozens of groups in Europe and America had been trying to get a flying machine to work. But defying gravity wasn't proving easy. Nevertheless, Wilbur and Orville Wright, after a long period of trial and error, found a formula that seemed to work. The problem they and everyone else had faced was how to generate enough power to get the machine off the ground and to keep it going once it was up in a stable and steady flight. The Wrights had developed a lightweight 25 horsepower engine which provided a much higher power to weight ratio than anything that had gone before. With this and a little help on the launch site from a heavy lead weight, they were airborne and away.
A reconstruction of the world's first car crash in 1769. This was not in his three-wheel car near the curb.
And the Baghdad Battery is one of those great stories, but for me as an archaeologist, I'm afraid it doesn't quite work.
Yet there is one theory which many experts believe is the most likely use of the Baghdad Battery.
The Baghdad Battery didn't produce much power, perhaps a little over a volt, but that would have been sufficient to allow silver to be plated with gold. What the Baghdad Battery shows then is that electroplating is another ancient discovery.
In 1768, the first steam-powered automobile capable of human transportation was built by Nicholas Joseph Cugnot. Specified to be able to carry 4 tons and cover 2 leagues in 1 hour, a performance it never achieved in practice. The vehicle weighed about 2.5 tons and had 2 wheels at the rear and 1 in the front where the horses would normally have been.